Hello, and thank you for joining Helaman's Army this fine day. I actually am recording this for a specific purpose. This is actually the channel analytics, the number of views that my channel gets. And I think it's quite interesting and rather fascinating. My shorts used to get most of the views, and they still do, actually. That's where the vast majority of the traffic on Helaman's Army comes from, is the little short videos. I make a conference clip, and I have a conference clip ready for every day of the week up through the next general conference. And I've been sharing those for quite some time. That's actually how this channel got started. And it's actually what I did when I first began, was looking at those conference clips. But over the last week, I have seen a dramatic drop in viewers. And so I think it's fascinating, and clearly I've upset somebody at YouTube, because those general conference clips would get on average, between 500 and 1,000 views per day. But today, look at that. I didn't know that it would do that. But I've since been very, very low on those views. And to put this into perspective, over the since May 18th is when this kind of started. And I'm not exactly sure why or what I did to upset YouTube previously to May 18th, but I must have done something. Anyway, so my views were much higher. 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, just under 2,000. People would view those general conference clips quite a bit. I got a lot of views on those. Now, to put this into perspective, I'm going to go do the last 90 days. So I had upset YouTube right here, and I know exactly what I did right there. I know what I did. But because apparently if you use a term that is used regularly to discuss, say, people who spread information which might not be true, even though they might be, an organization which is intended to spread media across the world, and then you might use the word, fake in front of that, in front of that word. When you use a meme that uses the phrase fake news, this is what happens. They take you down. So before that, my views were about the same. But then even before that, my views were insane. My views on actually during General Conference were nuts. But even before that, I had a lot of views on a lot of different things. And then all of a sudden, I'm down to just nothing. So I think this is fascinating. And this is actually, this is one of those situations where I'm not actually complaining about not getting views so much as I am saying that that exactly what J. Reuben Clark had mentioned in many general conferences about the Constitution of the United States, that it is a part of our religion. And it's very clear that I've upset somebody or done something at YouTube to upset them. So this is just a rant video. This is more of just a, hey, you know what? I know you're still out there. I know you're still following me, and I appreciate it. And thank you for following, and thank you for watching the videos that I do make. But I'm not going to change anything. And if YouTube wants to throttle me and wants to shadow ban everything, that's their choice. But I did a short that was published on May 9th that got 3,500 views. That's crazy. 3,500 people heard me talk about the natural man, which I think is awesome. I think it's fantastic. And that was actually the reason I started this whole thing, was knowing that those shorts would make a big impact. But nonetheless, I've upset somebody at YouTube. So until this comes back up, I've decided not to do any interviews with people, simply because I think they deserve the attention of getting people viewing their video. Matter of fact, the last one I did with Sam Clark is not doing well as far as views, and I really was hoping to get more than 29 views from Sam, because he really had a great story. He's a really wonderful guy, and he's really got a fantastic outlook on life, and I was really hoping that he would do very, very well. And and he deserves to get heard. And so basically, I don't want that same thing to happen where I interview somebody and then they get 20, 30 views. I want them to be able to get the 100 or 95 like Taylor Sessions got. Taylor is also very awesome. And my J. Golden Kimball video, apparently y'all like that. Almost 1,457 views. But the point is that it's not that this channel is not about me. It's about sharing the gospel. And it's not about me trying to get followers. It's not about me trying to get views. It's about me trying to share the gospel. And the views are just simply an indicator of how well that's going. And when the views are down, and then I know that the testimonies, especially the testimonies of those willing to share, are not getting out. And so that's you'll see a change with no testimonies for a while until this gets worked out. I don't know what it is or why they're doing it to me, but for some reason my views are down to about nothing. So anyway, I just want to let everyone know that's why, and that's why you're not going to see any of those. So, but I'm going to make another video. There was one that came out today. David O. McKay, his general conference talk that he gave in 1950. I'm going to make another one, a little very short one from Spencer W. Kimball. I'm only going to talk about his introductory paragraph and not the rest of it. But but these general conference talks from the 50s and 60s and 70s, really fantastic. I really love them. Actually, I just love all the older general conference talks. They were so direct and so straightforward. It was so easy to know where you stood. So anyway, that's where things are at, and that's what I'm just going to focus on these, and then focus on the Articles of Faith series that I'm currently doing. And anyway, that's all. But I will hopefully thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching. And as things hopefully one day get back to normal, I'll get back to doing the interviews, the testimony interviews. I like hearing people bear their testimony, and I think bearing down in pure testimony is probably one of the strongest things we can do as members of the church. Anyway, thank you all, and you'll see me or hear me next time.